Hey guys, this is Chetan for Gizmo Times, and you're watching a quick comparison of the two recently launched or newly launched smartphones from Realme, coming from a new series, an entirely new series named Narzo. So, the two phones that were launched are called Narzo 10 and the Narzo 10A. How do these two phones differ, and what's new with this new series that's Narzo? Basically, Narzo is something as a character in a game. That's what we were told during the briefing, and the launch was delayed a couple of times. It was as if whenever Realme announces a date for the launch of the device, government would come up with a new timeline for the lockdown, and that's when the company would feel like, okay, we should not launch it now. But now things are getting a bit relaxed, and you're seeing that some of the zones, green zones and orange zones, are able to get devices, are able to buy smartphones. There are people who would actually were waiting for new phones to arrive. So finally, we are seeing launches happening now. So the Realme Narzo series is official, and it still is concentrating in the budget or the lower mid-range segment. And the Narzo series is powered with the MediaTek's Helio G70 and the G80 chipsets. So let's quickly do a quick comparison, because anyway you might have seen the launch and you might have known about what the two phones offer in a way. But if you're looking at one of the phones from these two, let me explain what are the major differences. So let's start with the design itself. The Narzo 10 is a Naoto Fukasawa inspired design. So Naoto Fukasawa, if you don't remember, is one of those designers who has been contributing to Realme's designs for the special edition devices, and that's the same designer who has actually designed the back designs or the back panels of the Narzo 10 and not the Narzo 10A. So if you're considering one of the phones for its looks, it should be the Narzo 10, because it comes with that two color options which are named as that white and that green. So these two are Naoto Fukasawa designs, and Narzo 10A on the other side has so white and so blue, but these are standard designs. So these are the design wise differences. But now if you go into the displays, it's almost the same 6.5 inch HD plus display with the 720 into 1600 pixels of screen resolution. And next, with the processor, it's the Helio G80, and interestingly Realme says that it comes with a 1000 megahertz GPU. That's the Mali G52 GPU, clocking at 1000 megahertz, which was the case with the Helio G85 that came with the Redmi Note 9 recently. So actually there won't be any huge difference there, because the G80 and the G85 seem to be the same. 12 nanometer manufacturing process, 2.0 gigahertz of maximum clock speed, and even the GPU now seems to be the same way when you talk about the specs here. And the Narzo 10A comes with the Helio G70, which was the same powering the Realme C3. So no difference in the processor between this and the Realme C3, and it was quite a decent performer in that aspect. But with the other internal specs, the Narzo 10A has 3 plus 32 GB option, while the maximum option that you would get with the Narzo 10 is 4 plus 128 GB option. Both the phones are having a dedicated microSD card slot, so no issue with the expandable storage, but the maximum you would get is 4 plus 128 on the Narzo 10, and the maximum you get here is 3 plus 32 so far, based on what we have learned. But if there's any change, we would be doing that in the description below. Now moving on with the camera combination, it's a quad camera combination on the Narzo 10, where the primary camera is a 48 megapixel one, then there's an 8 megapixel wide angle camera, there's a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and a 2 megapixel macro camera on the Narzo 10. On the other side, the Narzo 10A comes with a triple camera combination, where there's a 12 megapixel primary camera, 2 megapixel depth camera, and a 2 megapixel macro one, and the wide angle camera is missing in this aspect. For the selfie cameras, the Narzo 10 comes with a 16 megapixel primary or a single selfie camera, and the Narzo 10A comes with a 5 megapixel selfie camera. With the battery, it's the same 5000 mAh battery powering the two phones, but the fast charging support is 18 watt on the Narzo 10, while it's a 10 watt fast charging on the Narzo 10A. So major differences would be about the fast charging, about the processor, which again is not a huge difference, but still a considerable difference that you should know about, and the missing wide angle camera on the Narzo 10A is another difference. And for the design, I would say frankly, design wise, Realme has been one of the brands that has been coming up with different kind of finishes on the back. And sometimes if you feel like you don't need a back cover, you are okay with that, because these don't come with a glass back, so you don't have the worry about these getting broken. Of course, these are prone to scratching, these are prone to fingerprints, smudges and everything, but for the price range that you're looking at, you'd rather want to flaunt the design of the back because it comes with such gorgeous designs. And with the Narzo 10A, there's a huge Realme branding. If you don't like it, you surely would go with one of the covers, but otherwise the that green and the that white option of the Narzo 10 actually looks good, and you might want to flaunt the designs of those. So here were the major differences between the Narzo 10 and the Narzo 10A, and if you're looking for one of the phones among these two, you could now make a decision. Obviously, the Narzo 10 is a costlier device than the Narzo 10A, but it also has those advantages over the 10A. So that's it in this video. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching, and see you next video.